tuna gara ka hombo ga tuwan yo yanla anna mai problem cha o tagara siya kan ya zana man yo ka asombuna ko bara atuwara farmers za.
And also I think the next one was about small scale mining. I have commented about small scale mining in the areas where mining takes place, and so I'm not going to repeat myself here because I know in DBI you're not engaged in small scale mining. With regards to microcredit for women, we are not going to give Maslock loans to individuals. We are going to extend the Maslock credit to groups and cooperatives. And so if you want to benefit, you have to come together and form a cooperative. You must register it so that it is a legal entity. And what we'll do is we'll give the loan to the cooperative, and the cooperative will on-lend it to its members. And so when it comes to time for retrieving the small loans, it is the leaders of your cooperative that will retrieve it. And when they pay, we will give you another loan, a bigger one. If you pay, you get a bigger one. If you don't pay, then it means you've defaulted. And so instead of extending small-scale microcredit to individual women, we're going to urge you to form cooperatives so that we can lend directly to your cooperatives to on-lend to you.
Okay, kahunya nuba yele yala achar salma tubu. Uye kuna yuara a geraziri na bananturo salma uman yele yala be yagala kacha dibi yayan kahwan ka ati salantu yala namba chebe ona barebe cheziye ona buara ku yela latin na mawa a boli biri biala adeko pagoba anen tontonoba ka ton inga loan kabade tunatuma uye ka pampana yan kaba ko man la de Maslock loan adeko nimbu yen ko tunatuma se kana nuba na man lanta anga group a register anan gwama kaba bamba yala kana wata kabadi libiri adeko a group kaba mandi to cooperative credit union tatana chadi alibiye koba kalibiye min yobon wata ana cooperative unions ngana man la dia alibiye ka son gwamnati ku to nuton pe alibiye na kaba la koba ka yaron ku garanin bitor.
With regards to my brother who spoke on behalf of Ghana National Association of Teachers, I want to thank you for the points that you made. We have taken note of the issue you made about promotions. It was raised before in other locations that when you rise to the status of deputy director, you get stuck there because they only promote when there are vacancies at the level of director. And so we've taken note of all that. You've also said that we should reduce the years that you have to spend before you are promoted. We've taken note of that. I want to be careful, and I've said it elsewhere, because in many places that I've gone, various public sector workers, local government servants, health workers, teachers are asking for increase in salary and all that. I just want to caution that we all know the situation in which the economy is. We might get into office and find that the economy is worse than even what the MPP has told us. And so that's why I'm being cautious about promising that when I come, I'll increase your salaries, I'll increase your allowances. Let us get there. I'll open the books and show you what the true state of the economy is. And when we create and we put the economy on its feet, then we can begin to share.
So, Yabarka, we are Bipolina now, you are our teacher. Bagbang a yeliela, ka o Morgan Park, ka yelena unayelna, ka o wonga, o sagsaga and Obama Puan. Uyele yala at a teacher doable for promotion. O Morton Tomalemban la o bank, unle tagdo zekana, ka Pieru Ulenka, ka nuban wo dole adotita, deputy director, Babaman le duro, man yamban arbe, Chaban la lieti promote Ninyobo. Anwulkana zienga, Banakabe. Alaka, I will say Kaho Kanela, you mine before Banabandi and a promotion na Akobo. Auka, Yezi, NDC, Banaka, Katichara Buabo, Cabanya, Chumpa and the Yil, Ka Obaburaka Uyela, Fon at a char, Kaka NDC, kabana vangin ka sanyo ado ka hon ka tuntun ba yaga ziye yele yala aga ana sanyo duobunga ka chacha ba banla at economy at books na wa ka tini wa walatin na yuo anya bom watinta ana gbamana tizana zin akaga ti chare ka nesere anin atuntun ba za kana wa economy karna ban vangin ka sanyo ado ona ya nambuara niya za babu aganga za ti chare babu kanan taka ila ana sanyona na do.
I also want to comment on his statement on free SHS. As I've said, when we come, we're going to improve the free SHS. And so we're going to hold a stakeholders meeting. We're going to bring parents, teachers, students, experts in education, and everybody together to look at all that is not going well with our education system. Not only the secondary side, but also basic education and tertiary education. And based on that stakeholders conference, we shall carry out reforms so that we're able to make our education and teaching and learning outcomes much better than they are currently. As you said, feeding is a problem. The quality of food is very poor. And what can we do to ensure that the children have nutritious food? We also know that parents are not happy with the double track. One of my nieces was going to school and she came to tell me she's going this month. She left school on vacation last November and she's been at home since November till March. I mean, can you imagine if she learned something in November and she sat at home for almost 4 months and is now going to school? She will virtually not remember anything that she studied 4 months ago.
Ulayele aga free senior high school. Uyeka ka NDC wa. Tanalia zengen aka ana policy nga som. Kuna vangen ka stakeholders akar za lanzen. A piaro na wuka a iye yelwoni ako ana free senior high school nga. Ka ana yelwoni nga milela o mengali ya buwal kaka honka babundiri mengayala a yatwara a birman banga school babanyara sima na di banna mengbana nyara finfin chabama esima nantuan asoma kabun kanga men nan la yelwona kunala ana double track a bir minen be school ba minen be yirin kaziya nyamba minen gara ba minen wana ka yala ka nuba minen manga be a yirin len aliyoti gara school ba kabala inibona banan azan an kaka NDC wa bana zingin aka a charity zanu yeltari akon free senior high school yo ana yeti basic school len atido atita tertiary lanatin na kazano ko bara te country nga.
We also are going to demarcate what we call rural districts, and for teachers who teach in rural districts, we'll give them incentives so that when teachers are posted to rural areas, they'll be prepared to accept. And that includes providing housing for them, because one of the reasons most teachers don't want to go to rural areas is because they cannot even get fitting accommodation to be able to stay and teach.
Kakatene la kaya ziemina la ferbola karola ka teacher toma lombori nan la katonong me bonga tembuala rural district incentive kano ka hube ana kurang a teachire yele mine bebe bana mande ko homenka o inga yuro ka hotona atoma a yel kangana la ka a teacher mine ba man buara akuraga abu bonzun kweziri menga baba man tara anwulka next government na vangin ka kweziri ka bebe ka banu wa debo a encourage ka ho banka hunangere huta kwezi honna kuyara chatuna hotoma.
I already announced that working with NAT and NAGRAT and other teachers unions, government is going to partner with you to implement a housing scheme. And so if you have about 15 to 20 years working life ahead of you, government and your association, NAT or NAGRAT, would provide you with an affordable house in a location of your choice. And we will deduct a certain amount of money from your salary over the 15 or 20 years, so that when you retire, you have a place to go and lay your head, so that you don't have to go to your family house and go and quarrel with your relatives and say, this was my grandmother's room and I'm coming to come and stay there.
a teacher pezie yala onle yele ka hon ka tene wa tene nat noba Ghana National Association of Teachers ka tena langeta ka ba tere bonga tembuala housing scheme kana housing scheme ka hon tontoma akan nibiri ayi 15 years ta gara 20 years yan ka human bantu hu union cheka ba bankubu die na hona mbuaro na beba na me ana die na adokobo ka choose aka ba mamba mafi ayi husanyo honna o tichilan atigara retirement ka hoyo ana die na bar asoko ehobon.
And then also I want to thank all the teachers of Ghana. As you know, yesterday I named my running mate, Professor Nana Jane Opoko Ajiman, who has been a long-time teacher. Many students have passed through her hands. And she has also been Minister of Education before. And so she is one of you. And so I'm sure that you have a representative and a friend in the highest office of the land, that is the presidency. And I'm sure she will take care of your interests and do the things that would improve the education sector and the teaching profession. I'm happy too that today is International Women's Day, and we've been able to present to the women of Ghana for the second time. We did it in 2020, we're not successful, but this time I know we're going to be successful. We are presenting to the women of Ghana, a female running mate, and I'm sure that come 7th January 2025, we shall swear in a female vice president for the first time in Ghana's history.
Apoma yairi agbekuleni chagbelupo kapoma uyiri ko upoturo ayonga yagbekuleni
barka
and so okay, go on.
Ulanya yele yala ya ku boran ku puor chichara ya barka kakiana ka zame ude ire ni na tu puorin an ku kwazunu an tatil na men garasi an onatan onana the vice president of Ghana kana pogona o ya teacher nan kan ti yagazie za agbanan beche ola ya ni amen la a former minister of education abantizanu yeltare anin atuara teachers min problems za banka u ira pogonga adoko Ghana no baza kunala niana na tia osian kabatunga atuma kabana wawana banka u baba u apogonga u understand the teacher min problems anasun kana problems na za atong a solve kana menen awatirizunwa.
And so I want to on this occasion wish all the women of Ghana a happy International Women's Day.
So ku pure ya za kana kanya pogoba bebiritin nan adire zami za awananga ka upure ya za ana happy International Women's Day.
And the final group was the Artisans, that was represented by one of our brothers, the ex-serviceman, old soldier. And I just want to say we've spoken a lot about artisan groups. We're going to help you with small loans as startup capital. We're going to help you with equipment, sewing machines, hair dryers, and other such equipment, industrial sewing machines and all that. But we're going to do it to you as collective groups. We're not going to give it to you as individuals. So you have to form associations. So for instance, in DBI you must have the FEMA Bussier Issa Dressmakers Association. And so when we bring the equipment, we'll give it to your association and they will distribute it to the members.
Oyele yala achari nuri tuma lambori anga dona na yuwa mana agala uyele nkaka tenewa ana nuri tontono bando banga yeltena na ela kar sombane nuri tontomboma anna banandi mala zurbi adu worobi bi anna kanga zapan yelminan le bebela kana groups nga kaba man lanta a form one group kaba man bandi libiri atubecha somba akoba small loans kaba tuan aven kaba yarhonna ka oduro agaranin bitoro.
And finally we also have what we call the National Apprenticeship Program. A lot of our children finish school, they are not able to continue into tertiary education, and their lives end there. And many parents want to send them as apprentices to train in a vocation, but they are not able to. And so government is coming with their national apprenticeship program. It's going to be administered on a district basis. And so all the master craftsmen and women in Dafima, Busie, Isa will be registered by the assembly. And then government will send money to the assembly. We will register the children who want to go and learn as apprentices, and then we will pay their money to the master craftsmen to teach them the vocations that they have selected for themselves. You will also have some small pocket money that you give to the child so that they can travel and go home and come to work every day.
Anang char atontonba lombori bonkanga onna wane la national apprenticeship program. Kana program na onamande a district assemble noba zietin naman teacher o banaman register anoba a dilibiri ako a district assemble kaba bo bir na mbuara kaba zan atoma abo a masters men ka masters a trainer anoba cha yi alem puorim banaman dia awala mine asonna abiri kaba tuona adara kuo nyuro a kiara tura agara atoma menzie.
And so finally, I want to thank all of you for